options. So it has picked the 001 title block, which is this one. Click on the OK options, and then you can see we click here to have the schedule. You can see bar bending schedule right here. Click here to have your bar bending schedule, just like this, right? Hello and welcome to this presentation. You will be learning how to design your first concrete slab and as well produce bar bending schedule successfully in this video using a plugin called Cadsrc. Cadsrc is a plugin that works effectively with AutoCAD depending on the version, and this particular one works effectively with AutoCAD 2018, which we are going to be using, and then we will start from scratch as a beginner. Okay, so don't worry, you are going to learn it from scratch on how to use it to carry out slab detailing effectively and generate bar bending schedule in this video. So just have to stick to the video till the end, and if you have any question, you can as well drop it in the comment sections down below. Okay, let us get started. Here we go. So this is the building plan we are going to be using in this reinforced concrete slab detailing. So over here you can see we have a cantilever, and where we have veranda all the way up to this side of the plan. We have cantilever. Okay, so this is AutoCAD 2022. All right, and I have my Cadsrc work effectively with AutoCAD 2018 successfully. So I want to be launching it right there. Okay, on my desktop. I will have to minimize this right away. So here is my desktop. I locate Cadsrc 2020 right here. Okay, double click on it once. So once you double click on the Cadsrc, it is going to load, okay, successfully, just like this. So after which we take us to the working environment. Okay, so in the working environment we have to do some settings, but let's wait for it to load completely. At this point you can actually use this arrow to read, okay, what you need to know about Cadsrc. Okay, or you can close this. If you check this provision, this will not come up again in the next time you start it. So click on the close options to have that closed. All right, so this is going to load and take us to the AutoCAD environment, and then you can see it is a plugin right here. So these are the tools we'll be using as we make progress in the reinforced concrete slab detailing we are going to be considering in this video. So now we have opened this successfully, and so we don't have our plan here. We have actually our building plan in AutoCAD 2022. So here is AutoCAD 2022 where we have our building plan. So we have to copy the all of this plan. So just have to do a window over the plan to get all selected, just like this. Right click, and then you go to the clipboard and click on copy right here to have this plan copied. After which you just have to launch the Cadsrc. Okay, bring it up. Here we go. So now what you just have to do is to paste it. So just have to right click, go to clipboard and paste right there. So click anywhere to paste it. All right, so this has been pasted successfully. You know, it's not visible, and do not use the wheel of the mouse to zoom. What you have to do, get to the drawing setup right there, click once, and then in the setup utility we have descriptions here. So we need to select the paper standard, which is the A3 setup we'll be considering. Have that select successfully, click on OK, and then the next is the scale setup, which will be considering scale 1:50. There are other scales here, you can use any of it, but 1:50 is proper. Click on OK. So once you click on OK, you see the plan has come up to visibility. Now you need to feed in the informations, the data of the design we are doing. So you can see the client, architect, and the rest of that, but we need to just feed in the drawing number. It's very important. So we have it to be 001 right there. After we click on the OK options, and this is our building plan. So here is the title block. Select it and move it away, okay, from the building plan, just like this. So we now have this. Okay, so before we start to draw our reinforcement and the rest of that, we need to set the code of practice that we'll be using, the standard that we'll be using. So for you to do that, come to configurations, and then under configuration comes to these provisions where you have change detailing standard. Okay, you may not see this in some of it, but if you do not see this, what you have to do, place your cursor on any of these two icon, right click, and then come to show panels. Over here you can see configurations. So if this provision is not checked, you will not have it here. Okay, so this has been checked. So in your own case, if you wouldn't see it, have to enable it through these provisions successfully, and then navigate to the configuration, click right there and get to these provisions. You have changed detailing standard, click was, so it will show you all the standard we have. Okay, so as you can see right there, but I will advise you use this BS 8666 2005 right there. Okay, after which click on open. So once you click on open, you have to give it some seconds for it to load and set that standard successfully, which is what we are going to be considering in the detailing of the reinforced concrete slab successfully in this CAD ARC that works with AutoCAD version 2018. Now the code configuration is successful, we now start to detail the slab. So for us to detail the slab, at first we have to get over to where we have detail. In this panel we have various tabs right here, but we are going straight away to the one that we are concerned about. All right, so we use this one. Okay, so this is range new bank. Okay, so you use these options when you want to detail the first concrete slab. So click on it once. So once you click on it, it's going to pop up a dialog just like this. So in this dialog, you are going to set the member in which you are designing. Okay, the structural element, which is the slab. Okay, so we just key in ROC slab. Okay, ROC slab, just like this. So after which, click on the OK option. So once you click on the OK option, it come up with the range type selections dialog. So in this selection dialog, we'll be using the option 3, which is the single fixed pitch. All right, click right there. So after you click right there, it will come up with bar drawings dialog. So in this bar drawing dialog, the first thing you need to select is the shape of the bars. Okay, the shape of the bar. So and the first bar you are going to be looking at, is it a straight bar, is it a return bar? So you have to now know the different shape of the bar, but I'll be showing you some shapes here, okay, that you may be using often. So shape 0, you can see there is a straight bar. Okay, shape 1 is also a straight bar. Okay, and then you see shape 11 and the rest of that. But shape 0, and then you come down, so shape 0 and shape 9933, and then shape 9923. These three shapes are quite very important in this tutorial. We will be considering these shapes. All right, so at first we are going to be looking at shape 9932 right here. So having selected that shape, you come over to the grade. All right, and then you choose any of these letters to represent the grade. The testing is the size of the reinforcement. So we'll be looking at 12 diameter reinforcement. All right, so the bar mark is automatic. All right, so this bar, what is its function? Is this going to be a top bar or bottom bar? This is going to be a bottom bar at first, after which you come over to where you have the edit dimensions. So all of this has a dimension. You can do this later, or you can do it, as well do it now. All right, so if you click in this first bar option right there, this is what you have. Okay, so you can see on the bar the A is the length of the bar. Okay, that can be determined later, and then you can see the B right there. Okay, which is the return length, which is the top bar length. All right, so over here you can just key that in to be 1200 right there, just like this. Okay, so for the A, you can leave it at 0, and you can always specify or adjust it successfully. So click on the OK options right there. So after which, click on OK again. So the first bar we are going to be considering is going to be connecting grid line A up to grid line C. Okay, grid line A and grid line C, and we'll be having a lap length of 600 right there. Okay, so we will click right here. We click right here as the first point. Okay, just watch me the way I will actually draw this bar successfully. I've clicked my first point. Okay, I assume that there will be a concrete cover of 25 millimeters, okay, between this edge of this beam and the starting point of this reinforcement. All right, that is why I picked that point. Okay, so I move my hand upward to locate my A distance. Okay, so I'll take this point to be my A distance, after which I will adjust it to have a lap length. Okay, so I'll just pick that point. So this is my A distance. All right, so now there's a pick side for hook. So which side do you want to actually returns the hook? So this is the side. This side, I'll not pick it once, so you can now see the hook has been returned to my right successfully. All right, so at this point in time, I have to continue. So to continue is either you click or you enter on the keyboard once to continue. All right, now is it pick the start point of the first group. Okay, start point of the first group, like where do you want this bar to span through? So this is going to be spanning through from this grid lines, which is grid line 4, or through grid line 6. Okay, so these are the 2 points this is going to be spanning through. So that is the first point. That is the 2 points we are going to be considering right now. So I will pick this point right here. So once I pick this point, they will ask me an offset. Okay, from the point I have picked. It's actually the concrete cover, okay, which I am supposed to pick the center point, but I want to start it here. So the concrete cover is always 25, so you key in 25 and enter. All right, so I have to get to pick the end point, okay, which is the last point. This is going to expand, which is this point, and then concrete cover also is going to be 25. All right, and then I will enter right there. So after being entering just like this, what next? So now I'm trying to draw this all across here, okay, but I will be able to start it from this point to this point and to that point, which I will explain that later in this video successfully. Okay, so now the question there you can see in the command line and then in the info box right there. So I just have to enter on the keyboard. So I have this. So now is the next point, which is the spacing of this bar. So I want the spacing to be 150 or 200 millimeter spacing between this bar. Okay, so I enter right there. I have to continue, so I enter again. At this point I want to finish. Okay, so I have to enter again to finish that. So enter again to have it, so you cannot see. All right, the core line has been drawn successfully. So the next point is to just click to place the detail label. So I'll click right here to have my detail label. So you cannot see I have 23 H12 01 bar mark as spacing 200 bottom right here. Okay, so I can pick this quickly and then have a kind of a leader line all through to this point, and then I right click to have this. Okay, so this has been called successfully. All right, so this is one way to actually spread this reinforcement across these 2 points. All right, I want to show you the second way right away. So I will have to delete this one up. Okay, right click and then click on delete. Now in this case, now you see options to delete: erase bar view, erase bar set. So erase bar set simply means you are erasing everything. All right, so you click on erase bar set so that we get rid of everything including bar mark. All right, but if you erase bar view, not everything that will be erased. The bar mark will still be existing. All right, so click on erase bar set, so everything is gone. All right, so you get rid of the R8 right there. Okay, so the second method we'll be considering is you get over to where you have range again, click right here. So the third point, which is the single fix pitch, click right there. You have this. Okay, so we are at bar code 9932 right there. So we carry out the normal settings. Okay, so you can see the bar mark is still remained 01 because we erase bar set right there. So in the provisions where we need descriptions is B, which is bottom. All right, come over to where you have the first bar. So over here we still have here to be 1200. Okay, I will explain how to get this 1200. All right, so click on the OK options and then click on OK again. So this time around we want to start to draw the bars again. So we also picked from this point right here all the way, which is the first point. Then the A is the length of the bar, which we are going to click any distance to identify the length of the bar. So we click here to this is the full length of this bar. All right, so the next is the hook directions. So we take it to the right of my hand. All right, so we can always navigate between the auto and the polar right here. So we'll take it this way and place it just like this. Okay, so after which enter to continue, and then we want to start to draw the core line. So we pick this point first for the core line, and then we have the country cover 25 or offset of 25, okay, from the edge of where the bar is going to actually stop. So 25, then you enter on the keyboard. Then the second point is this point. All right, because we are going to be detailing panel by panel this time around. Okay, so pick this point and then enter again. So enter again. So what is the spacing of the bars? The spacing is 200. Type in 200, enter, just like this, and after which you have to enter again at finishing point. All right, you don't have to finish, you have to pick this point, because this same bar is going to be spanning also in this panel of shop 8. All right, so you pick this point. So once you pick that point, it will ask us for the offset again, which is 25. It's already existing as I've keyed in the previous provisions. Enter. All right, all the way to this other provision, click again, and then the 25 is still existing, or you can still key in the 25 right there and enter. So after which enter again. All right, so you have to also proceed to enter in order to finish. Always be checking your command line so you can see the informations right there. Enter again and enter. Right, so you now have this, so you can now see the way it's being identified, okay, all through the two panels successfully. All right, so click here to have the bar. So you have to now move this close just like this, and then you use these options where you have a leader option. One, click right there, pick this first this point of the arrow and take it all the way to this point and click, escape that, move this on top of the line, the leader line successfully. So we have gotten our bottom reinforcement, okay, running from this panel successfully. So now we want to be having a lap length, okay, of this. So for you to have a lap length, you need to stretch this, okay, at a specific distance, which is 600. Now I want to explain this returns. This return, this short return of 1200 is the top bar actually, so which is actually a 0.25 multiplied by the length in which it spans, okay, like this span of shop 7. So we have this length. If you check over here, this is about 3.6 right here. So it's going to be 0.25, okay, or 25% of that length which you have this, okay. So we proceed. So click on the stretch right there. After we click on the stretch right there, so you just enter yes options and select the bar you want to stretch. Okay, pick the end point of that bar and do a window just like this. Go back to pick the end point of the bar, then extend it. You can now see it's been extended. You can key in now the distance you want to extend, which is 600, and enter. So you can see it extend 600, which is a lap length of 600 right here. So having done that, the next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be given another reinforcement. Okay, we can't as well use this one, but we want to create a new one. Okay, so for you to do that, you just have to get over to these provisions, use the third options as well. So, and then it is this same bar we are going to be considering. Okay, 9932 bar mark. Okay, and it's going to be a bottom bar, right? So key B, you are there. So come over to these provisions, click on the first bar right there. So in this case, we are going to be having like 2500. I will explain this to you as the return. Okay, so after we click on it, okay again. Now what we are going to start from here. Okay, we are going to start from here because this is a cantilever. All right, so we pick this point as the first point. We pick that point as the first point all the way. This is going to hit here. We'll later extend 600, okay, or we can choose it at random to have our 600, okay, which is the length, total length, including the lap length. Okay, so we just click here. So now the next point is the hook directions, right? We are taking it to the right, so click to the right to have this. So you now see that the extent of the returns, okay, since it is a cantilever, you have to return it into the slab just like this. Okay, and this is going to be spanning just the way this one has spanned successfully. Okay, so what we now need to do is you just have to click on enter to continue. All right, and then for the group of these bars, what you have to do, pick the first point, which is the same thing we did in the other provisions. I'm really having 25 millimeters right there, so we get it all the way to these provisions. Okay, we are not supposed to start from this side, okay, but there's no problem. We can proceed, pick the second point, which is this point right here, pick that. All right, so after which we proceed to the end. So pick the end right there, and so you have to enter as well, which is the 25. Enter again. All right, so you can now see the spacing between the bars. We have that to be 200 right here. Enter. Okay, so after which enter again. All right, at this point we will have to just finish it by entering again on the keyboard. Enter again. So we have this, okay, to be detailed just like this. Okay, but this is not actually what we expected. Okay, so you can just click there to have the bar. So you can see it spans between this point and this one because we started from this other side. Okay, so we want to take it the other way around. So you can see the bar mark now is being numbered as 2, which is the same, is in line with this one. This one is 1 and this other one is 2. So we are going to be getting rid of this right away. We get rid of this, get it selected, and then select this, and then click on erase right there. Erase bar set altogether. It's gone. So get back to these provisions and then use these options again. So having this selected, bottom right there, get over to these provisions, and then in the returns, which is the B length, is going to be 2000 right there. Let's use 2000. Okay, click on the OK options. All right, having know the size of the bar and the grade, okay, successfully click on the OK options. So we have to draw this bar again. So we pick this point. Let's pick that point, take it all the way to this point plus the lap length. Click right there. So now the hook directions is going to be these directions. So you can always turn between auto and polar. We have it to be the directions, just like this. Okay, after which we will proceed by clicking on the enter on the keyboard, and after which for the group spacing, pick it from this side. Make sure the group spacing, the first side you pick, actually covers the reinforcement successfully. Okay, so after which is 25 we supposed to enter, which is the first offset. All right, so you can enter right there 25, okay, and enter. All right, so after which the end range, which is this provisions, pick there, and then descend 25. So just enter. All right, enter again to proceed. For the spacing is 200 and enter. All right, so enter again. So to finish, you don't have to finish, just pick this other point and then enter again for the 25, and then the last range, which is this point, and then is 25 again. It's already there. Enter again. So enter. All right, after which finished it by entering again. Enter again. So you now have it placed successfully. So which side do you want to place the label? Just place the detail label right there, and then pick this arrow point. Sorry, you have to pick it correctly. Sorry, not that one, this one. So pick this point all the way to this point. Click escape, move this just like this. Okay, so here we go. So now we'll be having a top bar right here. Okay, this top bar is supposed to be 0.25. The length of this side, which is over here, is 3 meters, but for the sake of time we may not be measuring that, so we just use our eye gauge to place that successfully, and it can be adjusted as well. So a top bar is supposed to be here. So we pick this and then pick this point. So after which screw all the way to this 00 bar code right there. So we'll be using 12 size of the reinforcement, and this time around it's going to be T, which is top. So over here the length we may not necessarily know, so you can just click on OK. We identify it by clicking 2 points. Okay, so right, so we have a top bar here. It's going to start from here, assuming all the way to this point. Okay, we click right there. So at this point, click on enter to continue, and then you have to start the group. So it's going to pick, we are going to pick it from here 25, enter all the way, pick this point. Okay, 25, enter again. For the bar spacing is going to be 150, enter again. All right, so here we go, enter again. All right, at this point that we are supposed to finish, pick this other point 25, enter all the way, pick the end point, right, enter again, right. So at this point we want to finish, so enter and enter to actually have that placed successfully. You can now see, so place this over here, so you can now see, and this is bar mark 3 right there. Okay, so I want to make sure I explain this very clearly. So pick this point and then all the way to these provisions, and then have a leader line just like this. Okay, so we have a top bar here. The same thing, we will be having another top bar right here. Okay, so for us not to repeat what we have done, we can equally copy these bars. Okay, you can copy this. So just select all of that and click on the copy right there. Sorry, not that, copy options. Okay, this one, click right there. So we pick a point to move this all the way here. So we can take it here, or we placed it somewhere here. Okay, so now in these options, do not copy bar view, copy bar set. Okay, copy bar set. So select these options. Okay, and then escape that. Now it is a copy bar set. If you check the bar mark, it is the same because the bar length is the same. All right, so we can as well move this into these provisions. We can move this, so get all of this selected just like this, and can move it to this point, and then this mark point you can as well move it just like this. Okay, so we are done with that. In these directions, in the opposite directions, we are going to be having a bar running this other way around. Okay, so but before then we need a top bar on top of this. All right, which is going to hold these cantilever bars. Okay, which is going to start from this point and this point. So for us to quickly place that, go to the provisions, pick that. So we are going to be using the bar code 100, sorry, 00 right there. So we don't mind, you just have to set the size, and then this is a top bar which is T. All right, click on the OK options, and then where is it going to start? It's going to start from somewhere here. Okay, because it is going to be running all through at the top of this. This is a cantilever up to this point. Okay, so we started from here. So pick this point right here all the way to this point to identify the length of this bar. So now where is it spanning? Which direction is it spanning? In the vertical direction. So enter and then pick the first point where it's spanning. That point, concrete cover is 25. Enter right there all the way. Is going to stop somewhere here. All right, so pick there, concrete cover. You don't need concrete cover here, so you key in 0 because here is already inside slab. Okay, it's not the ending of the slab. All right, so 0, enter. So at this point you have to enter again, after which the spacing is going to be 150 right there, and enter. All right, so after which enter again. So at this point we want to finish, so you just enter and enter again to have it. You can now see, right, we have the bar being called successfully. So to justify it, you can as well click here to have the details, okay, of the length. So this is how it works successfully. I believe you are following. So we proceed. We need a leader line, so you can pick this point, take it up there all the way this point, and then escape it. So we call that bar successfully. All right, so we proceed. We want to have another reinforcement that is going to connect all the way to this point and then this other way around. So for us to do that, we will get over to the range new mark again, pick this point. So we get all the way straight to this bar shape. Okay, this one we're going to be considering. So after having keying the size, is this going to be a bottom bar, first bar right there, and then for the returns it's going to be 1200. Click on it, OK options, and OK right there. So we have this bar which is going to be starting from here. Okay, it's going to be starting from here. Alright, picked it at this point, take it all the way plus the lap length, okay, which I've explained earlier. Click right there. That is the full length of the bar. The hook directions, you can navigate to polar, is going to be upward. Okay, so place there, so you have this. You cannot see. Alright, so click on enter to continue. Alright, for the group, first point, okay, which is the to call it. So this is going to be spanning through the spanner shop 4, and there's these provisions as well, shop 8 right there. So we are to be picking it from this point right here. It is a bottom bar. All right, so we picked it from here. All right, and then we have the first 25, enter, then this point, picked it there, and then this is 0, but we need to be 25. All right, or we can leave it at 0 because it's still inside the slab, not outside of the slab. Okay, even at this point it's still inside the slab as well, so it's 0 right there. So after which you enter again for the spacing. All right, it's a bottom bar, so we use 200, enter right there. Okay, enter again. To finish, you have to now start from the next point or the next panel, okay, which we have 25 right there, enter, right, and then you pick the second point right there. So we have that to be 0. We can key in 25 right there, enter, and then we wait, proceed to enter. Okay, at this point of finished, we pick this point again, 25 again, enter. Right, pick the second point, and then we enter again. Right, so proceed, enter. At finish point, you have to finish it because it ends there, and then enter again the keyboard to have it placed. So you can now see the bars is being marked right here and called all the way to this point to justify it or to place it successfully. What we have to do is we will place it anywhere of our choice. Okay, so we cannot place it here. All right, so we pick this leader line and pick the core line all the way and place it right here. Select this and then take it here, just like this. Okay, all right, so for this we are supposed to call it from the leader core line right there, which is this. So not this one, so you can get rid of that, get that selected, just like this, delete that. Okay, and pick this again, take it from this point all the way down, click, and then move this close to the leader line, just like this. Okay, all right, so we call this successfully. So for this one, all right, so we are going to be including the cantilever. So what we need to do, we will have to proceed to the new range, pick that point. Okay, so we'll be using this barcode. Okay, this is going to be a bottom bar B. All right, and this size is what we have here, 12 millimeters. Okay, and then we will be having a kind of a 1600 or 2000 return length. Click on it. Okay, okay again. So it's going to start from this point all the way across this, and then we have a lap length up to this point. You click right there, so the side to return is upward, so click upward to return it. So we have something of this kind. So just click on enter to continue. What about the spanning? So the spanning now, it is going to span only between this point. Okay, so it's going to span from here, it's going to span from this point, okay, all the way to this point. So you enter first for the 25 and pick this point. All right, after which we will enter the 25 again, enter again. For the spacing is going to be 200, enter. All right, so enter again on the keyboard, Okay, at the point to finish, enter to finish, because we are not going to continue this bar. All right, so you enter and enter to have that to justify. Okay, you can place it, drop the label right here. Okay, after which you can use rotate to take it these directions and then move it closely this way. Pick the leader line, so closely pick from this core line point, take it all the way here and place that. Okay, so just move this to be in line with this successfully, just like this. Okay, so we proceed. We need to have a top bar right here, right, that we hold down these returns successfully. So for us to do that, we will get back to these provisions, and then it's going to be shape 0 this time around. Okay, and this is going to be T, which is the top bar. All right, see bar mark has changed automatically. Click on the OK options. So where is it spanning? We are spanning it all the way from this point, all the way from this point, up to this point. All right, so after which we continue, and then for the grouping, okay, we pick this first point, 25. We have it to be 0 right there all the way to this point. It's going to span, and then we have it at 0. Sorry. Okay, enter again. So for the bar space, it's going to be 150. Enter again. Enter again. So we have to finish. Enter. All right, and enter to have that been placed successfully. Now place this right there. Pick the leader line and take it over to this point, just like this. Okay, so we call that successfully. Then we come over to these provisions, and then we will have to have another bar, this type of bar. All right, but that is going to start from this point. Okay, so let's proceed. We pick that point, pick this again. This time around, you go down to this bar 993.2 right there, and then it's going to be a bottom bar, and then these provisions will have it to be 1200. We just take that as random. I've explained what that meant. Okay, so this is going to start from here as well, all the way, plus lap length. You click right here to have that. Okay, so for the hook side, you take it upward and place it just like that, and then you can enter on the keyboard. And then for the group, which is the direction it is going to span, right? So this is going to be spanning. This is going to be spanning up to this point. Okay, up to this point. All right. So we started from here. You pick this point, 25, right there. Enter. Pick this point, which is second point, 25 right there. Enter. Right, enter again. 200 is the spacing. Enter. Enter again. Before you finish, pick here, and then you have 25. Enter again. Pick the second point right here. Okay, 25. Enter again. So enter, and then you now finished. Alright, so you have it placed just like this. You can place the bars here, rotate it. Okay, just like this, and then with that marked, take it all the way to this point, and then you can now move this here just like this. Okay, now we have detailed this provision successfully. So the same method used to detail here is the same method you are going to use here. So let me just complete something here. There should be a bar right here. Okay, so we get back to these provisions again. Pick here this same bar shape we're going to be using. All right, so we give it a name as a top bar, sorry, bottom bar right there. For the returns, we're taking it to be 2000 millimeters. Click on the OK options and then OK. So we pick this point. We have this bar inclined, so you have to enable your polar. So it's going to be up to this point right here. Okay, up to this point, and then you clicked it. Okay, so the return is going to be, the hook is going to be this side, so you have something of this kind in this area. All right, so it is going to be spanning between this point and that point. Okay, successfully. So just have to enter to proceed. Pick the first point and then take it all the way, enter and pick this last point right here, and then you just have to enter and continue to enter. For the spacing, it's going to be 200. Enter. Right, enter again, and then enter to finish it. Right, just like this bar right here, just like this. Okay, so you can as well choose to place the bar right here, just like this. Then use this ladder line, take this down, just like this, and then all the way here. Okay, right, so we are good to go. So over to this side. So before we move to this provision of shop 5 and 6, let's provide all the necessary top bars. So on these provisions, we need a top bar here, right here, and then we also need a top bar right here. So we proceed, click on this provisions. Okay, come to the third options right there, and then the bar shape we'll be using is 00. So get to 00 options. Okay, and then over here is it going to be T, okay, which is for the top bar. Click on the OK option. So the spanning is going to be in the horizontal direction. So we pick here as the first point. As I said earlier, it is 25%, supposed to be 25% of this length. Okay, this length, okay, which is which one? This one right here, which is about 3.6 right here. It's going to be 25%, but we are taking it at random. Okay, so pick that point and then all the way to this point, which is the length of the bar. Okay, enter to proceed. So for the grouping, first point, so it's going to start from this point, first point, and then the concrete cover is 25. You enter and then come to the all the way to pick second point right here. Okay, 25 as well. Enter again. So for the spacing, it's going to be 150 right there, and then you enter. All right. Okay, so you enter 2. Okay, right, before you finished, you have to start again from this other phase. Okay, and then you have to enter 25, right, all the way to this point, all the way to this point. Okay, because there's no beam here, so you wouldn't have any bar right here. Okay, so what you just have to do is we are supposed to start from this point. Okay, so you just pick this point, which is second point, enter, and then enter again. Before you finished, come over to this provisions, pick that, enter, and then all the way to this point, pick it and enter as well. Okay, enter again. So you just have to enter the last time, okay, to have it placed successfully. So we place the bar right here, 152 H12 bar mark 10, 150 spacing, and then top. Okay, so I'll auto rotate this way. All right, you pin the leader line and then pick this point, take it all the way to provisions, and then you move this closed just like this. Okay, all right, so having this successfully, you can edit the range. Okay, if you double click on this, edit the range. Okay, so you can click on it, okay, or you double click right there, click on edit range, where you now have this. Okay, so these are the range. You can see the length of the bar. All right, and then the back mark, you can see the spacing as well. Okay, the start and the ends of this bar. Okay, this can be edited right there. Click here. You also proceed to edit the center to center right there. Okay, and then you can as well the length of the bar successfully. So let's click on OK, and we cancel this. Okay. Alright, so we have done with that. So we wouldn't really need bar in these provisions actually. Okay, we didn't need bar in these provisions. Let's try of this. Which of this bar is this? Okay, this is for this bar, this one, okay, this one. Alright, okay, so now we need a top bar also in these provisions, and we need a top bar here. Okay, so the same procedure, let's just place one. Okay, this is going to be a top bar T. Okay, enter. So the top bar is to start from this point all the way to this point. Alright, so enter. For the ranging is going to start from this point up the way to this point. So enter first for the first 25 millimeter spacing, and then you enter again. So enter again and key in 150 for the spacing of the reinforcement. Enter and then finished, just like this. Okay, you can press the bar right here. So you rotate it upward, then move it this way. Okay, use a leader line to take this all the way to this point. Escape, move this to these provisions, just like this. Okay, so the same procedure, you have another top bar right here. Okay, that will hold this particular reinforcement right here. Okay, this same procedure you do here. So over to this side, we have shop 5 and shop 6 right here. We get over to the new mark right here, and then third options, scroll down. So we use this bar shape. Okay, not really this one. We're going to use this one this time around. Okay, this is 933 right here. So, and this is going to be a bottom bar, so it can be right here. Okay, and these provisions, you will have the B to be the B is going to be 600. Okay, let's say, okay, 1200 right there. Okay, then the C is going to be 2000 right there. Okay, so click on the OK options and OK. So the B is going to be, the bar is going to start from here, and then this is going to go all the way to these provisions. Then the hook side, let's get the polar this side, place it. So this is what we're supposed to have. Okay, so after which you just enter to continue. For the ranging, it's going to start from this point this way. So first 25, and then this point right here, enter first 25, second 25, and then the spacing is a bottom bar, so are we used to 100 millimeters. Enter right here. Okay, so you enter again. At the point of finishing, you have to start from here because this panel shop 6, okay, is going to be included. So you enter again for the first 25, for the end 25 you also enter right there, enter again, and then you have to finish it. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so after which we proceed, we place it here, rotate it this way. All right, and then move it to this point. Can I use the leader line? Pick this, take it up to this point, escape right here, and move this M on the keyboard, take it closely for this successfully. So after which, that is it in these directions. We need a top bar right here. So for the top bar, then back here, and then pick the second, the third options. We are using 00 barcode, and then here it's going to be T on the OK options, and then this is going to span from this point all the way to this point. All right, going to span here. Okay, so enter. So the range is going to be from here, you enter all the way to this point, you enter again, the spacing is going to be 150, enter again, right, enter again. The keyboard, you have to finish it right away like this. Okay, can place the bar right here, rotate it upward just like this. and then move this closely. Use the leader line to call it out, just like this. To this point, move this, and then activate your polar, so you can move it in any direction, just like this. So this is a top bar for this returns successfully for this cantilever. All right, we may progress. Okay, so for the top bar in this, we are going to be considering the same thing. Okay, so pick these provisions, but I will show you how you can actually convert this to be used here successfully. But to fast track the whole stuff, get through the whole process, which is like this. Okay, and then we use the same bar, so but we have to indicate where it works, which is the top bar, and then it's going to span from this point all the way to this point right there. Okay, enter. So for the ranging, it's going to range from here up to this point, and then enter again 150, which is the spacing, enter again, right, enter, right, and finished it up just like this. Then place the bar right here. Okay, all right, so we rotate the, take this way, move it this way, use the leader line, and then pick this point all the way to this point. All right, so this is a top bar for this returns successfully. All right, so in these other directions, which is these directions, we are to be having reinforcement as well. So if you check very well, over here we have 3 meters and we have 3 meters. Okay, so 3.63 meters. All right, so you have altogether 6.6 meters approximately. All right, so which is this shop, panel shop 5 and panel shop 6. Okay, is 6.6 approximately, and the total length of the reinforcement, okay, is 12 meters. Okay, so we can run a single reinforcement all across these provisions, okay, successfully. So let's do that. We click these provisions and then click on these options, come all the way down. We need another shape bar that will have return at both ends, which is this one. Okay, so after which in these provisions we have it to be bottom bar right there. Okay, so click in the first bar right there. So we have it to be 1,200 returns. 1,200 returns. I've explained this before, right? So click in these provisions, pick this point, so press point of the bar, so take the bar all the way from this point, and then the length is going to be up to this point. Click that there. Okay, for the hook, take it upward, or activate your polar, take it upward and place it just like this. Okay, after which it's going to be spanning through from this point to this point. So just enter once and pick the group start point 25 millimeter 25 millimeters concrete cover, and then pick the end point 25 millimeters concrete cover. Enter again, the spacing is 200. Enter again. All right, enter and finished it up right here. So just like this, I will here place the bar right here. So you can't always rotate this way, then move this a little bit this way, right? After which you can pick the leader and then take it up to this point and correct this on the leader line just like this. Okay, so this bar needs a top bar. Let's move this shop text to these provisions, activate polar, move it here, right? Same thing here, move this to these provisions. So this bar has need a top bar right there. Okay, need a top bar. Okay, so for us to provide top bar here, we need a top bar here. Also need a top bar on top of these beams. Right, so we make progress. Click in these provisions again, and then pick here. The bar code we're going to be using is 0, and this is going to be T top bar. Alright, so the bar size is supposed to be 10. Alright, we change other ones. I will show you how to do that shortly. So click on the OK. It's going to span from this point all the way to this point. Alright, so then we enter for the grouping. Pick the first point, enter with the second point. Alright, the second point should be here. Alright, so you enter right there. Okay, so enter again for the spacing. It's going to be 150 right there. Enter. All right, enter again. So at this point you have to finish. You don't have to finish. Come over to this side. So we can also provide a top bar for these returns right here. So it's going to start from this point. Right, first 25. Enter. Pick here. Right, and then enter as well. Enter again. So at this point to finish, enter. Okay, for the range, enter. So you can now see it ranges these 2 points successfully. So we now have to place the label right here, and they use this point and cut it all the way. Alright, move it closely just like this. Alright, so we are done with this top bar and this other one. We need a top bar right here and this beam. Okay, this beam need a top bar, so we proceed. Pick right the bar mark right there, single bar mark. We still work with this. This is going to be T top bar, and then it's going to be the size 10 millimeter right there. This bar is going to be spanning from this point to this point. Right, so you can actually check that out just as I've explained earlier. Enter. Okay, so we for the group is going to start from this point. Enter all the way to this point. Enter. Right, enter again. For the spacing is going to be 150. Right, enter. Right, after which enter again. You have to finished right there to replace the reinforcement label right here, and then move this upward and correct this. Turn on your puller, take this to this point, and use your leader to lead this up to this point. Place this correctly, the leader line just like this. Okay, so we're done right here. Okay, we're done also right here. Okay, so which other provisions that is left? Okay, we have these provisions right here. So we are going to be providing a reinforcement here in these provisions. Mind you, in the design of circuits, there will be a reinforcement that will connect the circuits and the slab reinforcement in these provisions. Okay, so we can actually provide a reinforcement, okay, that will cover these particular provisions in both ways. Okay, because some of this reinforcement ends here. Okay, so this is now like a void. Okay, so we need to provide a reinforcement that is going to lap with this to extend up to this point. Okay, so for you to do that, click in this provisions, pick this. You're going to use this 0 and this 0 bar code, and it's going to be a bottom bar. Okay, it's going to be a bottom bar, or you can make it top and bottom successfully. Top and bottom. So you can now provide top and bottom, and then you have TB right there. Okay, so after which the length will be specified right there. So we have to start it from here, somewhere here, all the way into this other reinforcement, so it laps successfully. Okay, so you enter, and then this is going to be spanning from this point right here all the way to this point right here. So you pick that point. All right, so the spacing is going to be 200 spacing top and bottom. Right, and then enter. Okay, so you just have to finish it right there to have this bar just like this. Okay, after which place the bar elsewhere just like this, and then you can pick your leader line, take this from this point up to this point, up to this point, and then here you can see we have that successfully. All right, so we have done with the detailing of this reinforced concrete slab successfully. I'm trying to check if there's any provisions that we did not provide a top bar. We wouldn't have top bar here. Okay, we don't have top bar for this bar. This bar is supposed to have a top bar all the way here, and this one here. So you can actually do that using the same process, all right, that we used here, so that we can dive into generating the bar bending schedule for this design that we have done successfully. If you don't understand anything, you can ask questions, all right, in the comment sections. All right, okay. Also, if you have interest to get the CAD AR, you can also reach to us. Okay. Also, assign your slab thickness. So let's try to use this short text. Okay, so you can always double click on the short text, and then you change it to, just make it 150, right? Millimeter thick, right? Just like this. Slab, alright. So click on it. Okay, options. Alright, so you can't get rid of all of this. Get rid of all of this. In this one, this point. Okay, so this is what you will now have in all of these provisions. Always turn on your polar to be able to place it wherever you want. So you have something of this kind. So if the text are too bold, you can as well reduce it. Okay, so just have to select this and then enable the properties. This is 200. You can make this to be 100. Alright, click right there so you can see how small it is now. It is now good, so you can use the match property, right? So select this and be able to match all of this just like this. Match this, this one, and this one. Okay, so for the veranda or the cantilever provisions, you can as well copy this, then text it to these provisions. Okay, based on your design, if this cantilever slab thickness has changed maybe to 180, you just have to make it 180 as well, just like this, and then copy this to these other provisions here. Then in this place that, and then rotate it this way upward, just like this. Okay, and you will be able to arrange it just like this. Okay, so we have a contact in the description of this video. For special training, you can as well reach to us. Okay, so let's proceed. We want to create the bending schedule for this. So all we need to do is just for us to come over to where we have these stretch bars. Okay, so you can actually click in the modify provisions and pick this point. You see this point, assign bar to members. Okay, so we're already having these members. So if we click this pick point, see all of the bars has been assigned. You can see all has been selected successfully. Okay, so you can just right click and then click on closed because all of the bars have been assigned successfully. Alright, so you can proceed and get to view schedule. So click in these provisions. Let's view the schedule. So this is loaded. Give it some time to load, and this, here we go. Here are the bar schedule that we have right here. Okay, so we can also get to format, close this, and then you can be able to use this every shape. Okay, so each 9 shape, use every shape options and then click on OK. So you now see all the shape of the bars, right? All the shape of the bars that we have in that slab detail successfully, just like this. So you can proceed to print this in Excel or plot it to PDF. So if I want to plot it to PDF, you can see bar schedule report, you can see weight report. So you can actually get the bar schedule report, get the weight report as well, weight summary report successfully. Okay, so you now click in the schedule report right there. So you can click in these provisions and then close this. Okay, so after which you cannot have this right here, right? So you determine where to save it. But if I click on save now, okay, so there is an existing, so I will have to refresh this, the name. So I can remove drawing 1 right there. Click on save. Okay, would you like to save in the document folder instead? Yes, options. So click on save. So this is going to save and then pop up this in PDF. Okay, do you want to open this file? Yes, option. Okay, so here is the file, and this is how the bar bending schedule looks successfully. You can now see there's the bar shapes successfully. Alright, so if you feed in the project name and the claim, you also found it right here. Okay, so let me close this. I'll show you how you can actually edit that. Close this successfully. See the header, edit headers right here. So close this, and then you see you can be able to key in the number of the client, project address, and the rest of that, and then you proceed to plot this and print the bar bending schedule successfully. Okay, so you can also go ahead. Let me close this and print the weight report. So the weight report just like this. So this is going to produce for us the weight report of all the bars. Okay, internals. Okay, you can now see over here. These are the way to report. All right, successfully. So it's been printed successfully in a PDF. Okay, as you can see. So you can also proceed to close this, and then if you want to have your barbering schedule on AutoCAD, okay, you can use these options right here. Here is a place schedule on drawing. So if you pick the options, so it has picked the 001 title block, which is this one. Click on the OK options, and then you can see we click here to have the schedule. You can see barbering schedule right here. Click here to have your barbering schedule, just like this, right? So continue to click. So these are all the barbering schedules, the length of the bars, okay, that you can print alongside with your slab successfully. All right. Okay, so I believe you have learned one or two things or much knowledge in this presentation. Don't forget to like, do not forget to subscribe to this channel of reason for bringing to you more useful presentation of this kind. So we closed from here to see you in the next presentations. Stay tuned, stay connected, stay safe, and God bless you.